Happening right now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis holding a roundtable event in Florida with health experts. Now, this event comes after YouTube had censored a previous similar meeting with the governor and health experts. At the time, YouTube accused the governor of spreading misinformation about COVID.
Joining us now to discuss with panelists, we have Republican strategist Amanda Mackey joining us live. There she is. We have Jennifer Kearns today, publisher, allamericannews.com, and Dino Scaros, presidential historian. He's also author of Trump Up Charges, the book on your screen here. I'll go straight to Jen Kearns on this one, actually. I don't know if you were listening there to partly what the governor was saying there, but again, this big talk because we have this roundtable discussion that we here at Newxmax had aired. It was on YouTube. It was pulled off of YouTube, and Governor DeSantis was acknowledging that during his speech, and he outlined a couple of things here. One, again, is the censorship and why it's happening, and then you had the scientists step up on camera, as you saw, kind of like these boxes are, and they say, no, open exchange of ideas is crucial to science, but yet big tech doesn't seem to think so. Jen Kearns, your thoughts?
Well, I think there are two things at play here, Sean. Number one is that big tech does this censorship because they know that it works. You look at the Hunter Biden story that happened 2 weeks before the election. 35% of Americans say if they would have heard of that story 2 weeks before the election, it would have actually changed the way they voted. So big tech is laughing all the way to the bank here. They know this type of censorship works. Number two, Sean, this is about the popularity of Governor Ron DeSantis. He was number 2 in the straw poll at CPAC recently. He also runs a state that has largely been successful despite the COVID-19 pandemic when other blue states were locking down. So he is not right in that lockstep of the ideology of big tech. That's why they have a problem with him.
Yeah, Amanda, react to Jennifer's comments, if you don't mind. This idea that perhaps Governor Ron DeSantis could be a front runner for the Republican Party, either in 2024 or moving forward, and perhaps that's why they're really focusing their efforts to silence him. Is that how you see it? I think we'll work on getting Amanda's mic. Dino, in the meantime, your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I got it. Sorry about that.
All right, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, look, this is about what happens with Governor Ron DeSantis in 2024, and they know that they have to kneecap him in 2022 to get him out of the way for a potential presidential run. He is representing one of the largest states in America that has been open since May. And the difference between Florida's COVID numbers and California that has been shut down for over a year is 1%. And they know he's been successful. They know that he can win in 2024. And that's why they have to kneecap him right now to make sure that he doesn't have a political future. And this is exactly what they're doing. They're starting with censorship. What 60 Minutes did last week was another great example of how they're going to go after him every way that they can.
And there's a couple of points, Dino, that kind of stuck out to me, actually 4. One of them I already brought up, but 2 of them I wanted to hit with you. Governor Ron DeSantis says essentially he's against the lockdowns, and he feels that there's more harm caused by these lockdowns. He shares that very much openly. He just was quoted on it. And he also goes on to talk about a lot of folks are afraid, maybe some of these lawmakers are afraid to stick their neck out and to speak against it because there are serious political and sometimes personal consequences if you're going against the norms or the way of thinking. Your thoughts on that, Dino?
It's truly a frightening time in terms of censorship. You know, Thomas Jefferson famously said, if my choice is a country without a government or a country without newspapers, I'll take a country without government because a country without newspapers is even worse. And what he meant by that was a country where information can be freely shared without censorship. And he was speaking out against his predecessor, John Adams, who used to throw newspaper publishers in jail if they disagreed with him. And then you go as recently as 100 years ago, and Woodrow Wilson helped pass a law that made it a crime to disagree with U.S. foreign policy during World War I. It's truly frightening. It's not free. And there's this whole narrative now about the the virus, which is just, one of many theories, but a lot of people who frankly don't believe in a higher power have science as their religion and now say, oh, a scientist said it, so it must be true, and there's absolutely no room for debate.
All right, we got to leave it at that. Interesting history lesson there, too. Dino Scaros, thanks for that. And Amanda and Jennifer, thanks. We appreciate all of your insights.